Hey everybody, it's Jochen and I'm back with the Hellsen versus Haydn campaign. This is scenario 2. I'm playing the Japanese and he's playing those filthy allies, and today's January 4th, 1942. And we grabbed Polillo, an island base near Luzon, for free. Very important turn today, guys. We need good weather. Fingers crossed for good weather or it's not going to be good. Okay. Sweeping some mines, Singapore. We should have it cleared out this term with the amount of minesweepers I brought in. Look at them all. How many does he got there? And he skedaddled his ships out just in time. That's a lot of mines. I don't remember how many Singapore's got. Okay, no night bombing so far. It would be a good night to do it. The moonlight is high. Okay, so far so good. No surprises. Okay, here we go. Dutch sub. We are engaging it. Alright, so we're getting the Type 95 special here. The depth charges are exploding above, so we're not going to hit it. But we scared it off. K18. K019 is also, look at that. He's got 3 subs near Ambon, so he is still around here. But our ASW is keeping him busy. 019. Okay, K11. Another one. Again, we keep him pinned down. That's good. Man, I-19 is still out there doing its best near San Diego. It destroyed that Corvette last turn. They got to be out of torpedoes by now. Remind me to look at that at the end of when we go into the review, because the thing's been out there since the beginning of the campaign, more or less, and it's fired almost every turn. Okay, he's got quite a bit of ships there now. Okay, so he's really wanting to keep this hex free of us. Okay, air operations. Come on, we need good weather, guys. Keep your fingers crossed. We need good weather. Now, sighted by recon. He definitely knows we're here now. That's our carriers that you heard about. That was the Kido Butai. All right, come on, guys. Ah! Oh, come on! Ugh! Right off the bat, bad weather, where we needed it the least. Dang it. It's really gonna put us behind. Bad weather. Bad weather, bad weather. Ooh, ooh. Well, that was nice. Okay, we get some Bettys in here, and they chunk this unit real good. Or these units. Okay, do you see how the casualties drop off substantially here? That's because these units were in move mode, and now they're in combat mode, so they take less damage, but we know we slow them down when that happens. Okay, a little prep bombing on Malay Bullet. just to see if we can help the 21st Division take the place. Fortunately, doesn't look like we did much. It's mountain terrain. It's really hard to bomb there. Ooh, that was a good one. Yeah. Clear sky over Baton. We're bombing the airfield now here. Okay, that's pretty decent hits. More good hits. These supply hits are what I want the most. That's what's going to hurt him more than anything else. So far, the sweeps are going in pretty good. Yeah, see this? This is the Lusu War area. They're really hurt now. Oh, hey, we got one strike off. That's better. I'll take that. Okay, good. We did get one strike off. That's better than nothing, because it was looking like it was going to be a big old goose egg. So this is a strat bombing attack on Newcastle, just north of Sydney. Let's find out how it works out. Ooh, yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's good, guys. That's a lot of hits. The light cloud helped us out here. Really good hits. And we're bombing really high, as you can see. So we're not really taking any flak damage. Good hits, guys. So it looks like my other raid got canceled, but we got one of them in. Clear sky over Baton. Should be good more hits on the airfield. Excellent. Upper Burma BAF Battalion. I wonder what BAF stands for. Burmese Air Force? I don't know. Okay, another big raid on Luchao today. I'm keeping them guessing. I'm constantly changing the targets to minimize my exposure to cap traps. Air-based supply hits are always good. A major part of our strategy in China is to bleed him dry of supply. We've already done part of that by taking Rangoon. The other part's going to be taking Lanshao, and whenever we can bomb and take out supply, that's also going to help us out. Okay, so I'm sending a sweep over Lashio just to kind of see what he's got there, and it looks like he's not flying any cap there at all. So fine with me. That's how he wants to do it. Ooh, yeah, that was good. Oh, that's good. Good hit on Bassine. Now, do you see how we're destroying more squads here? This is really good. That means that almost all of the devices are disabled. So when we hit a disabled squad, it turns into a permanently destroyed squad. Good hit. Okay, we need a raid in this hex to slow these troops down. Alright, we got in there. And we hit several units, which is going to knock them out of the move mode. Pretty decent bombing results this turn. Oh, thanks for going in late, guys. Jeez. There's still hope that the weather will improve over our secondary target for Kido Butai, but it's hard to know for sure. It may or it may not. Sweep coming in a little late at Malay Belay. Yeah, these sweeps are coming in really late, guys. Bombers have already done their mission. Look at this. Yikes. Okay, AM phase was pretty good. We did have a canceled mission for Kido Butai. I'm hoping we can salvage it for the PM phase, but I really don't know. Bad weather again. Really need those missions to fly. This is going to be a good raid here. Yeah. Yeah. Really good. Ooh, that's really good too. Man, we're having some good results today. Excellent. Look at that. It doesn't look like we're going to get our second attack for Kido Butai today. Nope. Dang it. Well, we got something in at least. Whew. Okay, the Triton is now in the Solomons, so that's something we need to be aware of. But this is a Mark 14 boat, so not as worried. Okay, so the Triton does not bag anything. But neither do we. Hopefully that's it for subs this turn. We got off pretty easy. Can't complain about that too much. Alright, land combat day. We got a couple big attacks coming on. First one is this shock attack. Crossing the river from Sion. I'm hoping to blow all these units out and gain this hex. I think it should be pretty easy to do. Here we go. Ready? Yep, we got it. Nice. Look at that. Nothing is dead. They're just retreating. It's exactly what I wanted. And they're retreating the way I wanted them to retreat too, which is even better. So we take kind of a lot of casualties there, but not as many as him. One unit destroyed outright. And the rest retreated up this way, which is perfect because I don't want to go this way. I want to go this way. Perfect. All right, and ooh, yeah. So now we're getting a little idea of what he's got here. Now we know exactly what's in the hex with us. All right, 3-1, but I think because this is ×3 terrain, even if he were to attack us, we could probably tank that. But now we know exactly what's in this hex, and that's really good for us. Can this be dead now? Nope. We didn't even hurt it. Look at this. I don't get it. I don't get it. All right, guys, Malebole. Um, I'm hoping we can take this, but I didn't realize that this infantry division here was as strong as it was, so we may have a little bit more trouble here than I thought. Well, okay. That did not go... Oh, yeah, that didn't go well at all. Yeah, that didn't go well at all, actually. He had a lot more AV here than I thought he did. This is going to be a little more complicated now. Dang it. This, on the other hand, should go pretty easy. And of course they surrender because they have no valid retreat path, just like we engineered. This one, we did nothing to it. We're gonna need to soften these guys up some more. Dang it. Okay, dot base on this island here, and we should have one more on Guadalcanal. And that'll be the last dot base, and that's it, we're done. Sweet. Guys, that's it. No more dot bases in the Solomons. Back to Borneo. And that unit hangs on a little bit longer. All right. Wish we would have done a little better at Malebole. I underestimated how many troops he had there. And I wish Kido Butai didn't have a canceled mission. That stinks. Oh well, it was okay. I've had worse. Okay. Not a bad turn. Kind of iffy as to what occurred here, but let's take a look at it. Start with intelligence report. Much better day for us in the air. Now that we're not having to bomb the heck out of Singapore, our losses are going to come down. So, one Babs, which is a recon plane, a Betty, and a Kate. And he loses a Dornier 24. Of those 3 pilots, only 1 is wounded. Let's take a look who that is. Let's see. Who do we got here? Okay. It could be this Futagami. Let's see what happens if we... No. Let's go group. Let's see. A Kurihara transfer to reserve. And looks like Kurihara is coming back, but this guy here, Futagami, we're not getting back. So we're going to go ahead and retire him. Alright, pressing on. Army lost points this turn. 47 for the Allies, 0 for us. Excellent. Ship sunk. No ship sunk last turn. That are being reported anyway. Looking at the score for the turn, we have gained an additional 222 points, bringing our win ratio up to 1.773. So the ratio is slowly creeping up now as opposed to rapidly going down for him. Now that we're in the green here, we're gonna have to claw our way for every point we can get. Before I go out of this screen, I want to point your attention to the Allied strategic loss points. We gained about 150 this turn. It wasn't great, but when we talk about Australia, I will show you what this is all about. Okay, got a good look, right? Okay. We'll go through Combat Reporter. Sea engagements. The most important thing I saw here was this minesweeping operation at Singapore. We cleared out 360 some odd mines out of Singapore, and we did it all in one turn. So now that port is open for us. On the ground, we did not have a great day at Malaybalay, which is here in the Philippines. Unfortunately, I underestimated how many troops he had there, and he's got quite a bit. So looking at this report here, we took heavy casualties, all disablements, but still it takes away from our assault value. We're about on parity now, if not a little bit behind. So this is going to end up being a siege operation. So what I'm just going to have to do is bombard him and start bombing the airfield every turn, and just bleed out the supply. He can only have 8,000 supply in Malaybalay. That's just, it won't hold more than that. Not without a lot of spoilage. So we just need to run him dry for a few days, and we'll hit him again. I'm going to bombard and bomb him every day. And once I see that he's out of supply, we should be able to finish this. He has no fortification left, and he can't build it any up because we won't let the base build up. So I think it's going to take a little bit longer than I was hoping, but I still think we can clear this out. And when we do, this will give us a nice little chunk of additional army loss points. Okay, look at this. I don't get this. We did another attack on the Lusu War area, and we had a 14-to-1 adjusted odds ratio, right? Despite it, no losses from either side. What the heck were these guys doing? Hellsen sent me a text and said, hey, I think these guys were having trading cigarettes or something out in the field and didn't actually shoot. And I think he might be right, because I don't know what these guys are doing, but maybe because they're all Chinese, they don't want to fight. I don't know. All right, so we got a bombardment in here, over here in where's this place? Yeah, China. Yeah, this is the I Ching unit that starts kind of in this hex, and we got a good look as to what's in there, and it's quite menacing. 1200 AV. The nice thing is that we're on ×3 terrain, so he don't think he'd want to attack us there, because we'd get the defensive bonus, and we have more firepower than he does. So we'll just keep him tied down here for a while. That's 1200 assault value with the troops that aren't somewhere else, I guess. And when I can extricate this division, I will do so. Okay, this is probably the most important battle for the turn. We shock attacked out of Sion, and we blew out all these units. Only destroyed one, which is fine. The rest retreated, and if you look on the map, they retreated this way, which is really good for me, and I'll explain why in just a little bit. Okay, air attacks here. So let's look at Kido Butai. So we're down here right now, off the coast of Australia. I had sent Kido Butai to hit Newcastle and Port Kembla, but because of weather, one of the missions got canceled, but not both. So I've kind of figured out my meta here is to spread my bombers into 2 different formations and hit 2 different targets to kind of hedge my bets. And the reason being is each base is going to have its own weather, so the chances of both being scrubbed, while it's not impossible, it's reduced. So that's what we got. So our Kates are what flew this turn, and they hit Newcastle. And if you look at it, I would call this a pretty darn good raid. We targeted the heavy industry, and we basically took out 3/4 of it. I don't think you could ask for better than that. So that's really good to me. So yeah, that's where our strat points came from. I think we're going to hit a few more targets in this area. I'm probably going to just kind of start heading north here. But yeah, we're going to hit 2 targets at a time whenever we do attack, just to spread around the love, reduce the amount of aircraft that are stuck in one spot, and and hedge our bets to continue hitting stuff, because the amount of points we're getting from this is awesome. Desert Wolf was pointing out to me that the average Allied division, infantry division, is worth about 300 points in army loss. We've already killed the equivalent of 6 divisions with strategic loss points here in Australia, and we're weakening Australia's ability to supply itself. So if we could strangle it by blocking the convoys and take out a lot of this industry production, we could really put Australia in a bind here. The rest of these bombings went really good. As you can see, when you catch these Chinese troops out in the open, you inflict heavy losses on them with your bombing. You see these numbers here? All triple digits. At least for China. I looked through the SIGINT and I saw nothing of any value here. Like something in Burke. That doesn't tell me anything. A lot of stuff in the Soviet Union. I don't really know why. But whatever. None of this was particularly worthwhile to me this turn. Okay, let's look at the ops report real quick. We'll start with the combat tab. Here we can see a admission of all the little coastal mine sweepers that we destroyed at Batavia. So they're all reported as sunk now. Japanese tab. Here we go. 4 bases captured. I love this one. Tassafaranga. That's on Guadalcanal. Intel. We got Manila up to size 3. Fortification, which is kind of making me sleep a little better at night, because we know we have a massive menace of Allied troops, and if they were to come after us on Manila, it would be a really bad day. So I'm kind of feeling a little bit better about our situation there right now. All right, what else we got? Yes, look at this task force tab, because it's going to be a great segue into our next part of this video. We can see that there's quite a bit of enemy aircraft spotting us now near Newcastle in Australia, but we kind of knew that now. I think Hellsen's figured out he needs to actually fly naval search, so he knows where we're at. But check this out. Task Force 131 lays defensive minefield at Toyohara. So let's go ahead and look at that now and segue into our Around the Map segment. And we'll start here in the home islands, because last turn, if you recall, this task force here detected something, which we have to assume is an enemy surface combat task force moving back towards Hokkaido and Sakhalin. So I'm taking it seriously this time, and here are my precautions. I've temporarily suspended all operations going into Toyohara, but before I did, I went ahead and set up a defensive minefield at Toyohara, because last time Hellsen went all the way into the hex looking for ships. So if he does that this time, he's going to run into some mines. We packed up all the ships here. This is the last one going in. Additionally, I'm sending 2 surface combat task forces with light cruisers and destroyers and search planes into these hexes here, because these are the most likely places that he's going to strike. So we're going to go ahead and look at that right here. And we'll see if he comes. I give him maybe 2 more turns before he's in a position to hit us, unless he speed runs in sooner than that. But this time I'm ready. I'm taking it seriously. And we have quite a bit more naval search up than before. Alright, taking a look over here in China. Yeah, things are going good. We just took the hex north of Xi'an. He's got these troops coming in here, but judging by the amount of bombing we put on these guys the last few turns, they're going to be severely degraded. And on top of that, if they continue on their current path, they'll have to shock attack across this road. And what I've got there is far in excess of what he's got. And if he shock attacks into my troops, he's going to get blasted. So I don't think he's going to... I think he's going to actually probably wave off and find another way in. Either way, I don't care if he comes in or not. I would love it if he did, because then that means we can clear this side of the river and push these guys over here and kill a lot of them on the way. But here, I have noticed something. I am almost certain, based on my powers of deduction, that both Kung Cheng and Lanchao and the roads in between are not occupied right now. So I'm looking at the map here, and I'm realizing that Kung Cheng is just as good to me as this hex is. It's in mountain terrain, right? I don't know if you can see that on your screen, but it's mountain terrain. It's the only road south of Lanchow that can support fuel transfer into Chungking. And it's not defended. So what I'm going to do here is send this armored car unit up the road, and it can do 1 hex a day. So 1, 2, 3, 4. In 5 days, we can get into Kungchang. And I can tell you this right now, guys. He's got nothing that can beat us there. All right. We just need to bomb this unit here. And these guys are going to have a secondary road. So it's actually really good for us. He's not going to be able to beat us into Kungchang. So I'm going to send these guys up there and capture that base. I've got infantry following, but I just want to kind of stop the fuel for a little bit and kind of give him a startle. It may cause him to shift more troops north, but that's fine because it's going to loosen these guys up here and give us a better chance of breaking through further down. I just want to, or even better, I can press on and just go ahead and take Lanchow itself. Although I'm sure he's got troops on this road here and more troops coming down this way. So this would be a lot more temporary than this would be. But Kungchang looks undefended, so I'm going to go for it. And these troops that were previously in the swamp over here have now ended up on this hex. But that's actually really good for me because it's clear terrain and we can bomb the heck out of it. And on top of that, I've got a piece of a division heading down right now. These guys, which have more than enough power to destroy these guys, or at least push them back into the swamp. So in about 2 turns, I'll be able to dislodge these guys and send them back packing and reopen the road to Aichang. But it's not a problem because Aichang's got plenty of supply in it right now. And in the south, really nothing going on here. Just maneuvering. Okay, in Burma, things are looking good. I've got the armor heading up the road towards Prome. I've got an infantry regiment going to shock attack across this river here and take out the troops at Basain. And I'm also moving on Tungu. I'm not wasting any time. We're moving very quickly here to secure all of these bases as fast as we possibly can. And I would love to get the Allies bottled up in Lashio by the end of February. I think we can do that. Okay, Singapore. This was a great turn for me as far as Singapore goes because we cleared out all the mines in Singapore and now the base is ours. I've already moved aircraft in there. I mean, geez, just to give you, there's more coming too. There's a lot more coming. Just to give you an idea, we have about almost 100 zeros flying cap. So if he tries to bomb Singapore or do anything stupid, he's going to run into a wall of zeros with the great pilots. So I'm not too worried about that. We also have ASW aircraft set up to fly. Check out these guys. They're going to be flying ASW missions more or less in this circle here to keep all these little Dutch subs out of the way. And on top of that, I've established an ASW patrol with my best destroyers in the Malacca Strait just to keep him out of here. So I'm taking subs seriously. I've seen other people take Singapore and dilly-dally around and kind of screw around with it and not secure it quickly. I need Singapore. It's my linchpin to my whole operation in the DEI. So I've got aircraft there. I'm laying a minefield next turn. I've got ACMs in place. I got everything I need to make Singapore defensible right now. He could send every B-17 he's got on the map, and I think we'll survive it. And until I know what his intentions are, I'm just going to keep the ships out of the port. So he would have to do a naval attack on all the ships that I have there right now, and that's not going to be nearly as effective as a port strike. And I've already moved all the troops out of Temalo. They're heading down into Singapore now. And we've got Georgetown stood up. We're standing down the base at Kota Bharu and sending all the engineers and aircraft down to Singapore. So things are happening quickly here. I'm relocating and getting ready for the next evolution here. Okay, on the Philippines, in Luzon, it looks like he is retreating now back to, I wouldn't say retreating. He's relocating back to Clark. He headed out. He got his points. Now he's heading back in. He blew a bunch of supply doing it. So we're going to keep picking these guys off as they go back in. But I think all he did was kind of speed up the supply draw. Now, here's a bad thing. Last turn, we had enemy destroyers here. And I had moved aircraft into Luzon to kill them. Those destroyers are now gone. and I have no idea where they went. I would think that if they were in port, we would see them, but we don't. So you're telling me that his destroyers somehow got through all of my 3 surface combat task forces set to with reactions and patrol zones. He blew right through all those. Where the heck did he go? I would think that if he went into the South China Sea, we would see him by now, because we have naval search up in Manila. I don't know where he's at, but it's very concerning to me that I don't know where those destroyers went. I'm thinking he probably broke out into the Philippine Sea, probably down through this way. But I don't understand how he went undetected. So next turn we're gonna get some good eyes on the what is it? The hopefully we don't. Well, okay, let me take that back. Hopefully we don't see the destroyers, because I don't want them getting out. But I don't know where they're at right now. If you guys think you know where they're at, tell me what you think. Is there any way that he could have disbanded them in port and we just don't see the little icon? Because we did recon this. I don't really understand what's going on here. So let me know if you think you know where they went, because I need to know so I can figure it out. When I talked about Malay, that attack didn't go so great. Yeah, we took a lot of disablements here. So I'm just going to start bombarding and bombing the base and run him out of supply. And that will happen very, very quickly, because I already know, playing the Allies once, with the air capacity of 1, the most supply you're going to get into that base is about 8,000. And that's not enough to sustain 18,000 troops for very long. So we'll just keep drilling away at him for a few days until we run him out of supply. Then that's going to reduce his combat effectiveness about 90%. And then even reduced effectiveness, the 21st Division should be able to take out these guys. And then that's the end of the bulk of the enemy resistance on Mindanao, except for these troops that are just going to die on the vine eventually out here on this part of Mindanao. So Dutch East Indies are looking good. I've been able to pull back the bulk of my troops out of Timor, out of other places that they were at. And right now, it looks like the 65th Brigade is almost reconstituted. And this is going to be my main attacking force going forward in the Dutch East Indies. So I have the 65th Brigade, the 8th Tank Regiment, which is already on the way. This tank regiment here is going to be another one that we're going to use. So 2 tank regiments, the 65th Brigade, and also the 144th Regiment will also be used for subsequent operations. That's more than enough firepower to at least take out half of Java right now. I don't think we want to go into Bandung with that, because that's where he's all holed up right now. But maybe if we want to come in the center here, or work on just Batavia, because he kind of abandoned it, that should be enough troops to handle that. Overall, looking good in the Dutch East Indies. Just organizing now. Okay, so Solomons. Yeah, we do know he's got subs here, but that's okay. They're just the Mark 14 subs. We'll be careful. But we have no dot bases left here, guys. All the way from Dutch New Guinea all the way down to the tip of Kira Kira. We have every dot base in the Solomons. I think that's awesome. The only organized resistance that the Allies have at all here at any point are the Lark Battalion here that got pushed out of Rabaul. Apparently they're moving back into Rabaul, which is great. I'll kill them there. And then we've got the Port Moresby garrison, which is very depleted. And then we also have Selumawa and Wow. And then that's it. There's nothing left after that. And then we basically control all the Solomons. I don't know about you, but I'm pretty happy with that. All right, so, okay, obviously you guys know what we're doing. We're doing more strat bombing in Australia. It's irresistible to me. I can't not do it. There's too many points to be had here. This is a great deal for me. I get these strat points. I damage the industry, and I'm keeping Kido Butai busy. Because right now, I can't think of a better use for it. Let's talk about why. What else could it be doing? You want me going on convoy raiding? That's fine, but that could be a fool's errand if we don't find anything, right? It's a lot of wasted time and no guarantee we're going to find anything. So, Kido Butai, I'd rather it be doing things that I know will generate income. And strat bombing Australia is generating income. I don't need the Kido Butai in the Dutch East Indies because I have land-based air here. I don't need it in Singapore because I have everything I need there. I don't need it in ADAC, Lucians, because we're done with what we're going to do there. I'm definitely not going to go to Pearl Harbor. So I really think this is the best use of Kido Butai's time right now. So we'll keep doing this for a few more turns and see how it goes. I think my kind of goal here for this is to get to about 3,000 points on this go through. I think we can easily do that with our new strategy of targeting 2 bases at once. Because there were days when entire strikes on Sydney got wiped out because there was bad weather. So the whole strike package didn't fly that day, and we wasted time. So if I am at least hitting 2 separate targets, it makes it harder for him to figure out where we're going. It makes it harder for him to intercept one. And also, on top of that, it guarantees, well, I should say guarantee, it helps ensure that we have a higher chance of generating points for this turn. So we're hedging our bets. So I like the strategy that I've come up with, and I like what we're doing down here. We've already damaged quite a few of these bases, right? Port Kembla, Sydney got heavily damaged. Newcastle's pretty badly damaged. Toowoomba, we hit that one too. Didn't touch Brisbane yet. But yeah, that's kind of what we're doing here. So we'll keep it going for a little bit longer. We'll take a quick look at the strategic map, and I'm just loving what I'm seeing out here in the Solomons. That's a lot of red. Dutch East Indies is looking good. Philippines are kind of doing the Chinese finger trap on this, hitting it from the bottom, hitting it from the top, and we'll squeeze the middle. I am moving a little slow on Borneo because I want to make sure I neutralize enemy B-17 bomber bases before I attempt this, okay? But Singapore and Malaya are fully secured, as are Rangoon, and we're already working our way up into Burma. So I'm reasonably satisfied with the progress I've made. Again, I've mentioned this from previous videos. I'm not too thrilled about the losses I've taken. The ship sunk is pretty pathetic. Army loss points are not great, but they're not really that bad. My aircraft losses are absolutely atrocious, and something that I've made many notes on how to make better in future campaigns, because I can't sustain that. But what I am really happy with is the amount of strat points that we've gained, and it erases all of these losses, because some people don't ever go for this, right? So this is money in the bank here. It erases all these losses, and it helps with our ratio here. So I don't know. I think it's kind of cool. Now, somebody did ask to look at my industry last turn, so we'll briefly go through that. And here's how I do it. I use this repair button to kind of sort how things are going. Any industry that I want to expand, I leave repair on. And anything I don't is repair off, which means it's expanded or I don't want to repair it. For example, a base that I capture that has damage industry, I don't usually want to repair that. Okay. But I start from here and I scroll down and I check to see how things are coming up, right? For example, when these engines build up to 30, I'll shut this off, and that's my way of knowing that we've expanded this, right? Okay. Look here. Next turn, this HA30, this Nakajima plant will also be up to 30, and then I can turn these off. So I just scroll down through here, looking at what says repair to yes, and I look to see, okay, the supply's a little low. We need 10,000 here. So I can go to Harbin and plus that up, right? And I just kind of keep track of the health of my industry that way, okay? All right, here, Sapporo. This is another base that I need to get supply into. It's on Hokkaido, and I need at least 10,000 supply to expand these industries. So I am moving supply back onto Hokkaido to take care of that. Okay. And I just scroll down this list until I get down to the no's. Once I get to no, then I know that, okay, I don't care about this industry down here. Briefly, we'll take a look at my engine production numbers. They're doing okay. At the beginning of the campaign, I kind of laid out my plan for this, but here you go. Aircraft production. So here's what we're doing right now. We're almost up to almost up to 100 zeros a day. I'm sorry, 100 zeros a month. I really need to increase my pool of zeros, so that's I'm building these higher. See, okay, vowels are good. I have a nice stockpile of those. Well, actually, I don't, but we're building it one a day. Jakes are coming up pretty good now. I'm trying to get to about 100 a month, so we got a bit more to go, and I'll add more to it as it goes up. We're not building any G3M2 Nells because we have more than enough, and the Betty is just overall better right now. So we're actually producing Bettys and not Nells. And when the G3M3 comes online, we're going to switch to that because it's better than the Betty in my opinion. Okay, currently building. Ooh, I need to repair that. Look at that. I'm a little low on Sally's. I need to equip some more units and replace losses over Singapore. So I'm going to expand my Sally production up to 50 a month. And this is just a stopgap until we get the KI-49 Helen. The Helen is a better bomber, so I'm going to be switching to that over the Sally. So I'm not going to make my production of Sally 2As too high because it's just, if I'm going to convert them over to KI-49s anyway, I don't want to get too much invested into it. My single most produced aircraft right now is the KI-43 Oscar. I have at least 150 producing a month right now, and we still got more to go. This is my most important airframe in my opinion right now because I have so many Imperial Japanese Army fighter squadrons that still have Nates, and I need these Oscars. I need other aircraft to replace those, right? And those Nates are not combat effective in the front line. So I'm heavily producing the KI-43 1C Oscar to quickly supersede and replace all the Nates. And on top of that, at some point when Hellsen wants to fight me, the Oscar is going to be one of my most important aircraft because that's just what I have available right now. So we're going to have a lot of losses, right? Ooh, what is this? These are not... Oh, I'm glad we're looking at this. We need to produce on those. Anyway, yeah, I need a lot of Oscars right now. So that's what we're building up. Yeah, there it is. And real quick, I'm going to give you a little bonus treat here before I end the video. Let's take a look at Tracker so you guys can take a look at my ship production right now. So I don't know if you guys can see this. I'll try to make it a little bit bigger. I don't know if that's going to help you guys. But here, let's take a look at my ship production. And we'll see what's gonna. We're gonna see what we're gonna get here sooner. So, this is just a little artifact from. What is this? Tracker. So I turn off these halted ones because I don't care about those. And then we can take a look at what we're gonna be getting next. So it looks like the next ship we're gonna see here is not gonna be until the 15th of January, but it's gonna be a sub chaser. All right. And then we get the Surasucio, which is a Fubuki Flight 3, which is one of the better versions of the Fubuki that you can have. And this one comes with... What does this thing come with? Okay, I take that back. It's not that great. It only comes with Type 95 depth charges, which don't do me a lot of good in deep water. But it's a destroyer nonetheless, so I'll take it. I thought I had the mod 2s. And then, let's see here. On the 31st of January, we're going to get the Makigumo, which is a Yugumo destroyer, and these are really good. These come with Type 2 depth charges right off the bat, and these are the ones that do the real damage and go deep and can hurt Allied subs. So getting a Yugumo like this is going to be really good for me. And then on 1 Feb, we got a tanker and 2 AKs coming up. And a sub coming in at Tokyo in, let's see, 6th of February. And then we have the Kazugumo, which is another Yugumo, which are definitely good. I need that. It's got more of those Type 2 depth charges coming in on the 7th of Feb. And then we have the Junio coming in on 20 Feb. And these, I am accelerating this. I'm basically right now, I'm accelerating all of my carriers that I can and all of the destroyers because that's what I'm going to be the most efficient in. I need carriers, I need destroyers. So that's kind of what I'm accelerating. But that's kind of an outlook as to what we can expect here in the next month or so. All right. Lastly, I thought I was done, but I'm not. I'm really done now. Let's take a look at my reinforcements coming in. So we'll look at the aircraft coming in the next few days. So it looks like in 10 days we get another transport squadron, the second rating Sentai. That's going to be coming in conjunction with the second rating regiment, which is a parachute regiment. In 27 days, wow, we're really far out here. We get a Val unit coming in at Manila. And then a bunch of what looks to me to be a bunch of training squadrons coming in at Oita and Takao and Chiba in 27 days. All right. And this is going to be something good. The Misawa KU K1 Betty squadron will be available in Chiba in 36 days. And I could really use that because I need more Bettys right now. I feel like I don't have enough. So we get that soon. That's what we got to look forward to with aircraft. For ground reinforcement, in 7 days I get this 5th Amphibious Brigade at Sama. And in Hanoi on the same day, I get a 5th Guards Regiment, Engineer Regiment. In 10 days, we have a lot of units coming on the map here, which will be really good for us. Another Parachute Infantry Regiment, some anti-aircraft on the home islands, and 2 good Naval Guard units in Tokyo, and a couple smaller ones in Saipan and Truk and Babel. And that's okay because I actually need some garrison units for the Philippines, and these will be very good for that. I can use those there. Special Base Force coming in at Yokohama. Saigon in 10 days. We also get another Guards Regiment, which I will definitely put to good use. And, okay. And then we have to wait until almost 27 days until we get another big shipment of SNLFs. And then this one is going to be really good. We get a bunch of these infantry brigades coming into Shanghai. And these are basically not going to be necessarily frontline units, but they could be. But I think they'd be better used as garrison units. I could put these in the bases I currently have divisions holding down, like Shanghai. I've got a really heavy division there just because the garrison requirement is so high. I can use these units here to garrison Shanghai and get that infantry division out into the fight. So that's a good thing. So the next 30 days, it looks like we're going to get a lot of good army units into the fight. All right, I've been talking long enough. I think you guys get the point. This turn wasn't super action-packed, but it had some good implications, and I'm really happy with how things are going right now. And we'll just see how it develops, right? If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, by all means, please post them here as a video comment or come to Discord and tell me there. I look forward to talking to you guys, and I'll catch you on the next one.